Hi everybody. Sorry I haven't made a video in a little while. I've actually been working on a website that I've started to go along with all my tutorials. So I've been working on that and it takes a long time. But I'll release it once it's done so you guys can see it all then. But it's not done yet. Anyway, today I got something a little bit different. Instead of a C++ video, we're going to look at basic bash commands, sort of how to get around whenever you're inside of a bash environment. And so first you have to understand what bash is. Bash is what's called a shell, and it's used in Unix environments, so that's things like Mac or Linux. Those are both Unix based. And bash is called a shell because it's sort of like surrounding the computer's file system and hardware and kind of everything on the low level, your low level computer processes, and it sort of acts as a go-between or a medium between the inner workings of your computer and you, the user. So you can use a shell like bash to do a lot of different things, like you can make files, or you can delete files, or you can download files. I mean, you can do just about anything. Program C++, we usually do in the C++ videos. So today I'm just going to sort of introduce you to how to get around in bash, so next time you find yourself in this kind of environment you're not totally lost and you can sort of get your bearings. So if you're on a Mac, go ahead and open up Terminal. If you're on a Linux machine, also just open up a terminal or a console or whatever. Yours might not look exactly like this. Your prompt will probably be different, and there's a way to customize your prompt, which I will make another video about later. But don't worry about that. Mostly we're focusing on what you can type. So the first thing that you need to understand about when you're working in bash is that you have what's called a working directory. And so what that means is it's sort of where you are in the system. So if you're in the desktop folder, then that's your working directory. Or if you were in your pictures folder, then that's your working directory. And so it's sort of wherever you're located, and then you can do work inside that directory. And I'll show you how that works in just a second. So your first bash command to find out kind of where you are to get your working directory is pwd. It stands for print working directory, or actually maybe present working directory, but you just need to know that it's pwd. So it tells me that I'm in /users/videos. So I'm on the videos account right now because I'm making a video, so that is why I'm in the users videos. Usually when your terminal opens, it defaults to wherever your home folder is. So for me, that's in users videos. So this root at the start, well, it's called root, but it's just a slash. That just represents like the base, the start of your file system, and then there's a folder kind of at the start called users, and then there's a folder inside of the users folder called videos, and that's where we are. I mean, directory is the same as folder. They're synonymous. So I might say folder or I might say directory, but they mean the same thing. So that's our present working directory, users videos. So what can you do inside your working directory? I mean, knowing where you are is not that useful if you can't do anything. So the next command that I'd like to teach you is called ls. Just stands for list. So you can kind of guess what's going to happen. It's just going to list all the files and folders that are in your present working directory. So for me, I'm in the users videos folder, and all the files that are in there are now listed. So now you know what's there. The next command that you need to know, which is very important, is it allows you to change your working directory. So suppose I wanted to go into my desktop folder. I know that's a folder, but there's a way to find that out later, but I'll show you that in a second. But so this command, all you do is it's cd, stands for change directory, and then you type the name of the folder that you want to change your directory to. Now you can either type desktop just as I typed it, or you can type desktop slash, because the slash would represent a directory. Either way works, so I'm just going to do this. As you can see, your prompt might have changed. Mine happened too. Sometimes your prompt will update your present working directory, so you don't have to type that command all over again, but I'll show you anyway. See, now we're in the /users/videos/desktop folder, and now we can list what's in here, And you see I've made a few folders and files to sort of demonstrate this. Here's abstract.cpp, which we used in the last C++ video, and I just sort of made up the finances, music, and school folders, and abstract is the executable that we compiled. Okay, so that's about it. Now you can, well, actually, there's one more thing I should tell you. You have to know about the difference between absolute file names and relative file names. Because suppose I wanted to go back into the users directory. The only reason we could cd desktop, and it was that simple, was because desktop was a folder inside of our present working directory. But if we wanted to get to the users directory, we can't cd into that from our present working directory because the users directory is sort of farther back out. I mean, we're already in the users directory, but we want to get back out into sort of the base of the users directory. So all you do for that is instead of typing your file name without anything in front, so for instance, if we wanted to get into music, we just type it like that. To get into users, you just start your file name with a slash, and then you just type the whole name. So if we wanted to go into cd/users, that's how we do it. And now we're in the users directory, see, /users, and that's what's called a absolute file name because it's not relative to our present working directory. See, so we can do this with any folder you want. See, we can go back into users, videos, like that, and now we're back in that folder. And so you can always use any absolute file name, no matter what your present directory is. You could be in any directory and get to any other directory just by using the absolute file name. Now when you use a relative file name, that's when we do something like cd desktop, right? There's no slash in front. This isn't the absolute path to that file. And by path, I just sort of mean, it's in this directory, which is in this directory, which is in that directory. No, this is the relative path. It sort of assumes that this file is in your working directory. So the bash will sort of take care of putting on the, of figuring out where it is in the file system because it knows it's in your present working directory. Okay, one more thing that I want to show you before we stop the video is how to tell the difference between when you're listing a folder or a file. So this is done using modifying the ls command, the list command, using something called a flag. Now there are a lot of different flags that you can use with a lot of different commands in bash, and they do a lot of different things. The only one I'm going to be showing you today is ls. You type to do a flag, you just do your command ls, then you do a hyphen, and then a certain letter. In this case, I'm going to do a capital F, and it does matter whether it's case. It is case sensitive. So an ls capital L is not the same as an ls lowercase l, though sometimes it is just because they put it in there for ease of use, but it is not always, so that's important to remember. So when you do this, this is a special flag, and this basically tells bash that, okay, I want a little bit more detail in my output. So now it will do a slash after directories, and so then you know which ones are directories and which ones aren't. So, I mean, I can't cd into abstract.cpp. I'm going to get an error. See, it says it's not a directory. But I know I can cd into music. So that's how that works. I'm going to go back out into desktop. And then I'll do that again. And the abstract has an asterisk because that's an executable file. So that's kind of all you needed to know about that. Before we leave, one more little tip, and this is very helpful. A built-in relative file name for any directory is the ..dot name. So you can type cd .. Now what this will do is whenever you type .. it represents the parent directory of your present working directory. So we're currently in users videos desktop. If I type cd .. that's basically the same as typing users/cd/users/videos. So that's going to take me out, basically out one level into the users video. And then I could keep going if I wanted to get to users, and so you can do that a little faster. So we could go all the way into the music folder, maybe list what's in there, So we got a couple files, but no directories. And then we can cd out. And you can even combine these. And so you could go out 2 directories like that. So basically it's like dot dot slash dot dot. I don't think I've shown having a relative file name. Like if I go like this, you can do that too. A relative file name which actually takes you a couple directories in advance, or it can actually go however many you want. That also works. It's kind of actually pretty intuitive system once you get used to it. So now you can change your directory to any place in your entire computer system, and you can find out what's in there using the ls command. One more thing I want to tell you about is if you want to know more, if you want to learn a little bit more about, say, the ls command, or you want to learn more about the flags that you can use for the ls command, the vast majority of bash commands have what's called a manual page, a built-in manual page. And the way you access these is you just type man, man stands for manual, and then your command. So man ls basically tells me the manual for the list command. So you get this nice page which will tell you what the command does, and then you can scroll down with the arrow keys and look at the different flags you can use. So you see there's our capital F. So this would tell you that the slash is after the directory, and an asterisk is when it's executable. You can look at other ones of these and see what you want to do. So this like -G, enable colorized output, that sounds interesting. Let's give that a try. ls-G. And now we get colors in our output, so that's kind of neat. If you, the nice thing about this is it colors the directories one color, in this case blue, and it colors the text file just black and the executable red. So it's kind of a more visual way of seeing the information that ls-f would tell us. There's a lot of different flags you could use, and they're all listed in the man page, so you can learn about them there. That's all I wanted to tell you about in this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.